Welcome to Education Today. I'm Tristan Rush.
And I'm Bethany Meyer of Ford City High School in the Armstrong School District. Over the last few years, we've brought in many guests from our schools and communities to talk about what's new and exciting in the area around us. Today, our show is dedicated to a local family-run business endeavor. Fracking is a business that affects many people in Armstrong County. Our guests today are responsible for keeping jobs in this field local. To talk more about the leadership endeavors and business ownership in our area, we have with us Mr. Jerry Oliver and Mr. Jamie Oliver of Old Glory Energy. Welcome to Education Today.
Thank you.
Will you please introduce yourselves and tell me more about your business partnership?
I'm Jerry Oliver. This is my brother Jamie. We've been partners for about 13 years in various businesses.
The name of your company is quite unique. Please tell us how you developed this name.
I would defer to that to my brother Jerry, because that's where he got kicked off.
We're a pretty patriotic family, and especially in light of what happened on September 11th. One of our businesses is called America First Enterprises, and in keeping with that vein, we chose Old Glory Energy to honor, of course, our nation's flag with this newest endeavor.
So what exactly prompted you to extend your personal relationship to a business venture?
Well, any business needs good people, and it's hard to find any better people than your own family. Of course, there's built-in trust there, and you know each other, and you can rely on that person. If you can't rely on your family, right, who can you rely on? So it was pretty natural for Jamie and I to team up and go into business together, and you know, we can look forward to the future without having the concerns that you might have with a non-family member as far as reliability, loyalty, etc.
Yes, I'm very fortunate. I was after 8 years in the Air Force, I came back home, and 9/11 did happen, which took a lot of the aviation industry opportunities off the table for me, and I was out looking at different things, and of course, Jerry, being a very awesome entrepreneur, said, you know, what are you doing? You know, you could do a lot better with your skills and ability by, you know, working together. And then that's where it started. And then, of course, it just expanded out into different things. And so I'm very fortunate and blessed to have that opportunity after things weren't going so well when I relocated back here.
What are the benefits to working with family?
I think, you know, Jerry expanded on that. It's trust. You certainly know, I think everyone's on the same page. I think, and that's not easy to find in business. And we try to look for the same opportunities or the same people that are outside the family, but that's not easy to find, that people that take that, you know, responsibility, doing the right thing when you're not being watched. And we have a nephew who has taken our different types of businesses and has made them better. We can trust him to do the right thing. He's benefited from getting experience, whereas probably another company he wouldn't have been able to jump into, but we empowered him to say, you know, what do you think, and can you do this? And he's taken it on and then some. He's been great. So the benefits from his standpoint are different than ours, but we knew we could trust him, and it's always a neat thing to see someone to be able to succeed from an opportunity that we helped create. So, and Jerry could probably expand on that as well.
I think one of the biggest benefits from working with family is you get to spend time together. You know, a lot of family members grow up and have different career paths, which take them to different parts of the country or the world, and they don't get to see each other very often. Jamie and I, because we work together, get to see each other quite often. We can mix business with pleasure and have quality time that way. So that's a really nice benefit to have with family members.
Well, there seems to be a lot of benefits, but what are the challenges facing you whenever you work with your family?
I guess sibling rivalry. Sometimes, you know, brothers being brothers or family being family. You know, occasionally, I guess that can be an issue, like with all families. But Jamie and I have learned, you know, when it's time to take a break and not spend every day of the week together, and give each other some space. Of course, economically, it's a challenge. If business is going well, then there's two members of the family and their families that are optimistic and have a certain at ease and comfort level. And when things are not going well, because all businesses are up and down like a roller coaster, then it's more than just one family member who has to experience that stress. But all in all, the benefits far outweigh any negative things.
Yeah, on that, I think it also drives you to know that you don't want to let each other down. I think ours go, we go back to the maybe early Ford City sports and football. And Jerry was a great football player, and then our brothers that older than us, they were great at athletically. And no matter how bad things got, or whenever you really wanted to quit because it was absolutely just miserable, you knew that wasn't even an option. And I think that in itself, when the things are down, whenever back in 08, 09, Jerry and I laugh about it now, when things weren't so great for the nation as well as ourselves, but that's when you find a lot of your opportunities. And we decided, and Jerry's good at speaking that, you can't be afraid of the worst case scenario because it's really not that bad. And then you can start to think clearly and maybe attack opportunities, and I think that's the character traits from which you had mentioned.
How have these challenges affected the family bond?
It's made us closer, more grateful. I think we've learned as we've faced business challenges and worked hard to overcome them that it's opened our eyes more to be grateful for what we have every day and focus on the things that we have and not the things that we're lacking. It's given us perspective of how quickly things can change in the business climate, and again, just caused us to have more gratitude.
Yeah, I would say that mostly the same. As it is nice to have the time and flexibility, as Josh could speak of, as well as the rest of the family members. That when with a big family, you have a lot of good things, whether it's our immediate families, and sometimes they're not always great, and we can respond in a moment's notice because obviously that's more important to us, and we're not always stuck away out of the country or out of the state, and we're able to help our families, and we're always trying to find ways to make that even better, and still with technology as well as like our core values. We want to be around our families. We want to take them places, and that's what drives us, not only to make the nation better or your local industry better or create jobs, is we want our family to feel and be secure.
So what past business experiences led you to your current professions?
We've been owners of real estate for quite a long time, and that actually got us into the timber business for about a decade, and that business went into a pretty severe recession in 2007. But through the timber business and the real estate business, we were able to purchase some real estate, which also came with the oil and gas rights. So it was a natural evolution to our business. With the recent boom in oil and gas exploration, we had opportunity to explore the properties that we own for oil and gas, and that's what led us to what we're doing today.
That's very interesting. Now we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Armstrong School District's Education Today. We'll be talking more with Mr. Jerry Oliver and Mr. Jamie Oliver, both of Old Glory Energy. Stick around.
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like, or what role I would play, or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name is Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
We're back with Armstrong School District's Education Today. We're talking with Mr. Jerry Oliver and Mr. Jamie Oliver with Old Glory Energy. Would you tell us more specifically about your business?
right now, Old Glory Energy is involved in the exploration and production of oil and natural gas. So we are a driller. We'll go onto a piece of our property and drill a well, and then we also have it fracked, and hopefully we find one of those two natural resources and put it into production and sell the oil and the gas to local purchasers of that.
What exactly is fracking?
Fracking actually has been around for a long time, for about 60 or 70 years, and obviously it's getting a lot of publicity right now because there's so much more of it going on around Pennsylvania and surrounding states. What it is taking high pressure with pumps and using water and sand and chemicals to push down underground into the well bore, and it opens up fractures in shale rock and sand to allow the oil and natural gas to permeate through those fractures and then come to the surface.
What challenges do you face when starting your own business?
I think, and I was reading a quote today, and I don't know if I can get it right, but I think, you know, you talk about entrepreneurship, and a lot of people, an entrepreneur will see opportunities everywhere, whereas a lot of people will see opportunities or see the problems with those associated. And what keeps an entrepreneur up at night is not only that opportunity, but the opportunity associated with what they really can't physically see. That's the challenge, whereas somebody else will see it as the problems that keep them up at night. So I think that, and starting your own business, that I think we get so consumed, and Jerry's even better at that, which is a great thing, is that there's always opportunities and we're always looking, and some of that is focus, because you already have wheels churning and your business is going, but yet there's opportunities that do come at you because you're in an associated business, and then the ability or want to try to find another opportunity and even make it better. And I guess you may expand on that as well.
It's challenging because when you're an entrepreneur or work for yourself, you don't get paid for showing up, so to speak. And you have to set your own agenda. There's not always somebody saying where and when and what to do. So it's challenging that way. You have to, again, think ahead, not just hours ahead, but weeks, months, and years down the road. So that's difficult. Plus you wear a lot of hats. I mean, when you start out a new business, obviously capital is tight. You don't have a lot of money to work with, so you end up doing your own accounting, and sometimes you have to read your own documents and see if you need to get a lawyer involved or not. And you know, you'll do all facets of the business yourself, because at the time when you're starting something out, you don't typically have the money necessary to hire all kinds of different help.
Despite the challenges, there are benefits, so tell us why this is a successful venture.
Well, Jamie and I talk about it frequently, and other people who are self-employed would probably agree that the biggest single benefit of being self-employed is the freedom, for the most part, to set your own schedule. And that's what we consider to be successful. I mean, monetarily, it's nice to do well, and certainly that's needed in today's society. But what we're most grateful for, again, is the free time that we have, and if there's a family function going on with one of our children or one of our extended relatives, we usually can, you know, rearrange our schedule to be there. Why it's been successful? Hard work. You know, it's the old adage. I mean, it's mostly about hard work. You know, it's good to have talent and assets and luck, but all of that doesn't get you very far if it's not backed up with hard work. And, you know, we like to think that we were raised with a work ethic, a strong work ethic to pursue our goals, and through determination and so far, we've had a pretty good business career.
And yeah, I think a lot of that is, and Jerry likes to read, and you know, we like to try to follow the paths of folks who've who've been successful, and he's always bouncing things back. And we tried, you know, I do the same as far as there's no sense of reinventing the wheel. You look at who's done it from the top, whether it's Donald Trump or the folks at Apple or Microsoft, and they hire good people. They have good morals and values, and that's what we try to mimic on a much smaller scale. Or even look at the local Snyder brothers, you know, that have been, they're very well known, and they do an excellent job of the same thing. So you look at all those, the big and the little and those in between, and look at those formulas, and you don't deviate too much from them. And we haven't with hiring good people. It took us, I think, 4 years to hire someone to help market our billboards because we didn't find the right person. You know, that's I guess a testament to what we know what we want, and we know it's going to work.
What are your personal goals for the business?
I think one of the biggest goals we're thinking about now as we get a little bit older is to position the business and have it be as secure as possible, so we can transition that to hopefully some family members, and leave a strong legacy as a good operating business, and also a legacy of a business that gives back to the community. That's something that's been crossing my mind the last couple of years. I know Jamie and I have talked about it. Is, obviously always look ahead, what's coming around the bend for the business to make it successful, and think about bringing people in, whether it's outside the family, to help grow the business, and also family members who may have an interest in taking it over someday and making it grow even further.
Well, looking towards the future, where do you see your business headed?
Yeah, to expand on what Jerry discussed, you always position it so that it can be usable by another company or our family members. And we talk about it greatly because it's a lot of our own time that's involved. And but I think we do envision it that where there are segments or portions of it that are going to be around for decades, or if not centuries, and that it's excitable because when you just like anything, if you're just looking at making money on a project, that's only exciting for a while, but it's more so you have to find it from a service-based side of what are you providing to your community, whether it's through jobs or through a product that is needed for your local community or your nation. And not only that translates back to the customers to say, yeah, that's just what drives you. And I think that being said is something that we're going to be able to keep around for a long time, and it does excite us about having opportunities that family members will be able to maybe continue with the company.
How does your profession benefit the local community?
Well, we provide local jobs, of course. I think all the people we hire, whether it's direct employees or contractors, live within 30, 40 miles of our voice right now in the Katanning and Butler areas. Of course, if we're successful and we have, assets available, we like to give back to the community and donate, whether it's money or free advertising with our billboard company, to help out different charitable organizations throughout the Katanning and Butler areas.
Some of our students were able to visit one of your drilling sites. Let's see what they discovered.
Thank you, Bethany. We're here in Parker, Pennsylvania, at the first site that Old Glory Energy has began drilling in 2014. Here in front of us is the actual equipment, as well as workers used during the process. In the middle of our shot you see water pouring out almost like it's a large shower. That water is high pressure water used to break the shell below to help oil rise to the surface more efficiently. In the process, you'll see the workers lower the drill bit and attach on new ones. This helps them to dig deeper into the ground to help access the oil thousands of feet below. So let's take a closer look. Well, sure is cold outside, but that's not stopping these workers from earning their paycheck. From Parker, I'm Joshua Oliver. Let's head back to the studio. Guys?
We're going to take one more short break and be right back with Armstrong School District's Education Today.
Hi, I'm Jen McCroskey. I'm a prevention specialist with the Armstrong Indiana Clarion Drug and Alcohol Commission. Hey parents, put your drug knowledge to the test. Attend a free teen scene program. Learn about signs and symptoms of drug use and abuse, current drug trends, resources for help, and view a large display of items where drugs can be hidden. For more information, call 724-354-2746, extension 309 to schedule a program today. Brought to you by the Armstrong Indiana Drug-Free Communities Coalition.
And we are back with Education Today. We have been speaking with Mr. Jerry Oliver and Mr. Jamie Oliver of Old Glory Energy about the benefits and risks of starting a family business. Let's look at their vision of the future. I messed up. What are some of the current trends in fracking?
Well, it's becoming more and more used throughout western Pennsylvania and in parts of Ohio, West Virginia, really throughout the world. Technology for fracking is becoming more and more refined every day. It's becoming more efficient. It's becoming safer for the environment, and it'll continue to do so, I'm sure, into the future as technology always seems to get better in most things in life.
How have these trends changed since you've started your business since last year?
Again, efficiency has improved. Fracking technologies, as they improve, enable more oil and natural gas to be, taken out from the wells. Again, it's become safer. Safety is a monumental thing that people talk about with fracking. And again, as I said earlier, it's been done for the past 60, perhaps 70 years. A lot of people have only heard that term in the last 5 years, but it's a technology that's been used in this area for quite a while. And private industry continues to find ways to make it, more and more safe.
Where do you see these trends heading? What is the future of fracking?
I would say it's great. The main reason why is because they're pulling larger volumes of oil and natural gas out of the ground, and what they're doing now, and they're learning, it's just like anything. The more data you get back, they just don't stay status quo and say, well, this process works here. Each individual drill site is different, so they learn different habits and patterns of the shell layers and different product that they can put into the ground, whether it's sand, or Penn State was using or doing some studies on using little recycled rubber pellets instead of injecting sand in. They're using things like that, and that's always going to be changing, and it's going to change, and mostly because it works, and they're just trying to find more efficient ways to pull the oil out with our nation's drive to become more energy independent. I mean, that's what drives, I think, everything, whereas the big frac sites are millions of dollars, and these people are very smart. There's a ton of different engineers and folks that are amazing, and again, their drive is to do it cheaper, safer, and certainly overall pull out more more product.
What advice do you have for those of the next generation who are interested in starting their own business?
Believe in your dreams, believe in yourself. Don't get analysis paralysis. Don't think about something so much that you talk yourself out of it. I mean, it's always important to consider, you know, all aspects of it, but a lot of people, as Jamie said, think so much about what they're going to do that they don't actually do it. And you learn a lot by moving in any direction. It's like being lost in the woods, and if you just hunker down and don't move, you might be in trouble because you're not gathering any new information. If you decide to go in any direction, you know, you don't know what lies in front of you, and you might find information or a way out, so to speak. So that's the advice I would give. And again, it's hard work. I mean, it's 90%, if not 99%, hard work.
And I think, you know, you have to think big. I think we all fall into that, and we talk about it. And I think we're pretty big thinkers, but we're not big enough, and we beat ourselves up about that occasionally. But to think big, if you want to be something, whether it's the President of the United States, you should feel that, and that's what our country has been built on. I think that's exciting. I think that's, you know, if you wake up every morning thinking you're going to be stuck in this job that you don't like, and there's nothing wrong with those, but if you're not willing, if you're just assuming that our country structure, and there's a lot of people, that men and women that have died to give us that freedom and opportunity to do whatever we want. I mean, it's amazing, and if we don't take advantage of that, and if you have a dream, and there's a lot of professional singers, there's a lot of professional sports stars that are afraid to be successful. They really are. They more so than failure. And you know, everybody's afraid of fear, right? But they're afraid to be big and be successful. And once you get beyond that, I think you know, that's huge. So, you know, hopefully we keep up the same track there, but it's something that's a work in progress as well.
Well, that's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests, Mr. Jerry Oliver and Mr. Jamie Oliver of Old Glory Energy, for giving us time out of their busy schedules to talk to us about family business ownerships. Our thanks go out to the TV production students of Ford City High School, led by their teacher, Mrs. Catherine Gibbon. They were our film crew today. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. Visit our website for an updated information about the district, and have a great week.